For more anatomy-related videos, please subscribe to my channel, Learn with Dr. Tanya Hashik.
Hello everyone, in this video we will continue the anatomy of the small intestine. So today we will discuss about jejunum and ileum. So today we will discuss about the second and third part of the small intestine, that is the jejunum and ileum. So in the previous class when we discussed about the general features of the small intestine, we have already discussed about the general features that include both the features of jejunum and ileum. So today we are only doing a comparative study on the features of jejunum and ileum. So this is the jejunum and this part is the ileum. I have colored the jejunum with blue and ileum with the purple. So these are the two parts. So first we will discuss about the jejunum. So the jejunum and ileum, they are suspended. They are suspended from the posterior abdominal wall by means of mesentery and also flexure. So they are suspended, that is they are hanged from the posterior abdominal wall by means of flexure as well as mesentery. So these are the features of the jejunum and these are the features of ileum. So we will do a comparative study. So the jejunum, it occupies the upper and left part of the intestinal area. So it occupies the upper as well as the left part of the intestinal area, and ileum, it occupies the lower and right part of the intestinal area, and ileum, it occupies the lower and the right part of the intestinal area. And the walls of the jejunum, they are thicker and more vascular. That is, the walls of jejunum, they are thicker as well as there is more blood supply. And the walls of ileum, they are thinner and less vascular. Next is the lumen. The lumen of the jejunum, it is wider and often empty. And the lumen of the ileum, it is narrower and often loaded. So the lumen of the jejunum, it is wider and often empty, whereas the lumen of the ileum, it is narrower and often loaded. So the next features is the windows are present in case of jejunum and absent in case of ileum. So what do you mean by windows? That is, the jejunum, the mesentery of the jejunum, it is less abundant with fat. That is, it has less fat compared to the mesentery of the ileum. So it makes the mesentery of jejunum translucent. That is, when you pass light through it, it appears translucent. So that is why it appears like a window. So windows are present in case of jejunum, but it is absent in case of ileum. So fat is less abundant. In case of ileum, there is more fat in the mesentery. And there are 1 to 2 arterial arcades. So there are 1 to 2 anastomosis of arteries. So there are 1 to 2 arterial arcades in case of jejunum. In case of ileum, there are 3 to 6 arterial arcades. And next is the Vasa Recta. The Vasa Recta, it is longer and fewer in case of jejunum, but in case of ileum, it is shorter and more numerous. So what is this Vasa Recta? They are small arteries. That is, small blood vessels are called as Vasa Recta. So they are longer and fewer in case of jejunum, and in case of ileum, they are shorter as well as more numerous. That is, they are more in number in case of ileum. So next is the circular mucosal folds. That is the inner features of the jejunum and ileum. So next is the circular mucosal fold. We have already discussed about the mucosal fold that appears in the small intestine. So they are larger and more closely set. So these circular folds, they are larger as well as more closely set in case of jejunum, and in case of ileum, they are smaller and sparse. So this mucosal fold, it helps in increasing the surface area of the small intestine, as well as it slows down the food traveling through that. So next is the villi. So in case of jejunum, the villi, they are large, thick and more abundant. So in case of jejunum, the villi, they are large, thick and more abundant. But in case of ileum, they are shorter, thinner and less abundant. That is, they are shorter, thinner and less abundant. Next is the Pears Patches. So what is the Pears Patches? They are aggregation of the lymphoid follicles. So aggregated lymphoid follicles are called as the Pears Patches, and that is absent in case of jejunum, but in case of ileum, it is present. And the solitary lymphatic follicle. So the solitary lymphatic follicles, they are also fewer in case of jejunum, but in case of ileum, there are more numerous. So these are the general features of the jejunum and ileum. So today we discussed about jejunum and ileum. So they are suspended from the posterior abdominal wall by means of mesentery and also flexure. And then we compared the features of jejunum and ileum. So the jejunum, it occupies the upper as well as the left part of the intestinal area, and the ileum, it occupies the right as well as the lower intestinal area. And the walls, they are thicker and more vascular, but in case of ileum, it is thinner as well as less vascular. And the lumen, it is wider and often empty in case of jejunum, and in case of ileum, they are narrower and often loaded. Next we discussed about the mesentery. So the mesenteric fat, it is less abundant in case of jejunum, but it is more abundant in case of ileum. And the Vasa Recta, small blood vessels, etc., they are longer and fewer in case of jejunum, but they are shorter and more abundant in case of ileum. Then we discussed about the internal features, that is the circular mucosal folds. They are larger and more closely arranged in case of jejunum, and in ileum they are smaller and sparse. Next is the villi. Villi are also larger and thick and more abundant in jejunum, and shorter, thinner and less abundant in case of ileum. Next is the aggregated lymphoid follicles called as the Pears Patches. They are absent in case of jejunum but present in case of ileum. And solitary lymphatic follicles also, they are absent or fewer in case of jejunum, more numerous in case of ileum. So this is the end of today's video.
This is the end of today's video. For more videos, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.